welcome to Sports News. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, said it is confident Equatorial Guinea will not face any potential problems from an Ebola outbreak when it hosts the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations. Equatorial Guinea agreed in November to step in as last-minute host, replacing Morocco, who were stripped of hosting rights, having asked for it to be postponed over fears of the spread of the Ebola virus. Morocco feared traveling fans could spread the deadly virus that has claimed more than 5,000 lives in West Africa. Tournament begins on Saturday, the 17th of January. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has confirmed that the Super Eagles may play Yemen in an international friendly on Saturday, the 17th of January in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This is due to the last-minute withdrawal of the Sudanese national team from the clash against the Nigerian side. But the team administrator said Yemen was approached and accepted to play the Eagles on the 17th and later Finland on January the 22nd. Ancor also revealed that Warrior Wolves striker Bolan Salami has been given permission to complete details of his contract with the Serbian side. And FIFA presidential hopeful Jerome Champagne insists he is not being squeezed out of the race despite another contender entering the contest. He accused his rival, Prince Ali bin Al Hussein, of having no program, just slogans. Champagne was conceded that gaining the minimum 5 nominations may not be that straightforward, but rejected suggestions that the Ali's decision to run against Sepp Blatter has made things more difficult. The French former FIFA Deputy Secretary General claimed that Europe is not united behind the Jordanian prince and pointed out that the Arab football world, led by the Asian Confederation President Sheikh Salman bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, had already declared for Blatter. And world number 2 Roger Federer and Australian tennis player Lleyton Hewitt have launched a new format of tennis, Pt.4, designed to be the tennis equivalent of the T20 cricket. The two tennis stars were driven quite swiftly to Sydney Opera House in speedboats, hitting tennis balls back and forth as they traveled. On arrival at the Opera House, they took up their places on court and played a very light-hearted game before a real exhibition game at the City Arena, which Federer won. And with that, we end on World Sports News for tonight. I'm Baron Kuniranta, and enjoy my back for the rest.
Over now to the foreign scene. It's been a somber day in France, where funeral ceremonies have held for the victims of the terror attacks in the country last week. Here's our foreign affairs correspondent, Amarachi Ubani, with more.
The French Prime Minister Manuel Valls was at the parliamentary meeting and he addressed the National Assembly. He emphasized that France is at war with extremism and terrorism, but not with Muslims and Islam. At the main ceremony for the victims of the attacks last week, President François Hollande honored the 3 police officers killed in the line of duty with the country's top honor, the Légion d'honneur. In the meantime, Germans took their show of solidarity a little further, holding a huge rally promoting tolerance and religious freedom. President Joachim Gauck and Chancellor Angela Merkel did make an appearance at the rally. While not among the speakers, the Chancellor has thanked Germany's 4 million-strong Muslim community for quickly and clearly condemning the violence in Paris. LRA Commander Dominic Ongwen, who is currently in U.S. custody, will be sent to the International Criminal Court for trial. Ongwen and warlord Joseph Kony have been wanted by the ICC for recruiting child soldiers and using the females as sex slaves, among other crimes against humanity. The Ugandan government has pushed for Ongwen to be tried in the country, having accused the ICC of unfairly targeting African leaders. It will, however, be back to the courts for former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak after an initial conviction for embezzlement was overturned. The former president and his 2 sons, a 53-year-old Alaa and 51-year-old Gamal, have been in detention since April 2011. They were jailed last May for being found guilty of fraudulently billing the government for $14 million of personal expenses. Those were today's top stories. It's back to you.
Thanks a lot, Amarachi. And the main news again. Former United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan has asked Nigerian politicians not to jeopardize Africa's democratic future, saying it hangs on Nigeria's 2015 elections. Mr. Annan insisted that the success or failure of the February polls will also determine the continent's political direction. The House of Representatives has proposed the use of temporary voters' cards for the 2015 election and says that the PVCs cannot be completely relied upon. And the wave of attacks against journalists once again rears its ugly head today when men of the Nigerian army assaulted Channels Television's crew for filming an armored car. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Hunyato. Do have a good night.